Good morning, children. So, as we completed already the first chapter of geography and first chapter of history, today I'm starting or covering the first chapter of your economics. Your first one chapter is the story of village Palampur. Actually, I don't have also actual or the hard form of the book, or I also gone through as I remember the complete chapter. Accordingly, I prepared the notes also, and you can have the PDF or the text from the NCERT book app. I will post it later on also, and whatever the main content of the chapter, that all I summarizing or explaining under this one video. Okay, so the first one chapter is the story of village Palampur. Here we have to start this one chapter, right? So this chapter I am starting along with the introduction of the story of village Palampur. I have written some of the main points as an introduction. You can see here the story of village Palampur. So Palampur is not here, not in case of an actual village is shown to you. Basically here it is given you as an example, or you can consider as an imaginary concept also, to make you understand this case study of village Palampur is given. Okay. So if I talk about the chapter which is given you, or a simple case study about the village Palampur, so this one is consisting these common introductory point. So when we talk about the village Palampur, this Palampur village is consisting with the neighboring towns and some villages. Then when we talk about the Raiganj and Shahpur, that is nearby town and village. And here we have shown in case of village Palampur is a transportation facility, and we can see that transportation facility is available. In case of Palampur, we have shown in the text that good facility of the transportation is available there. For example, some are using the bullock carts, some are using tangas, and jeeps, bikes are also moving on roads. And as well as the along with the kachi roads, pakki roads are also available there, right? Metallic roads are also, and all the roads are well connected from the town to the villages. If I talk about the number of families in the village Palampur, so approx total families we have given in the text is 450 families, and these 450 families are simply not similar, as it's you have learned earlier also. Any society, if I talk about any one of the society, that society consisting with the number of different caste and communities. Similarly, village Palampur is also with the different caste. Some of the upper caste people also living there, some lower caste people are also living there, and accordingly to their caste they are having different condition. Or if I give you example that most of the upper caste families are living in a pakka houses, or the lower caste families, as they are poor mostly, so they are living in the kacha houses with the thatched roof. Land distribution in case of the Palampur, so land is not equally distributed among the people, and most of the land in hand of the upper caste people. Irrigation facility is well developed there, or good facility is there in Palampur, or they are using the tube wells, canals for the irrigation or irrigating their crops. Production activity, if I talk about the production activity, they are using the different cropping pattern, Rabi crop, Kharif crop, and in between they are simply continue with the rainy season crop also. And these Rabi crop, Kharif crop you learn in your last one class. If you remember, in the class 8th you learn the agriculture chapter. There also you learn Rabi crop is related to the, yes, remember that Rabi crop is related to the winter cropping like the wheat, and Kharif crop is related to, and that is harvested in summer. So that is like the paddy, or the rainy season crop which is in between period. Rabi and Kharif in between period, especially in the month of May and June. So that is also jowar, bajra, watermelon, some of the pulses and corn, etc. Okay, 3 types of cropping pattern is used by the people in village Palampur. Public facilities are also developed in case of village Palampur. There we have given that the 2 primary schools are there, or 1 high school is available there. 1 healthcare center is also developed, or facilities are available in related facilities are available in village Palampur, and one dispensary is also available in village Palampur. Okay, so these are the common point we come to know in case of village Palampur. Why I am focusing about these points? Because generally whenever you learn about any village, you seen that most of the interior part of the country or the very rural areas are generally not very developed. Sometimes you may not see that the good facility of the transportation, you may not see the proper irrigation facilities, you may not see there the facility of the healthcare or the good schools, etc. And sometimes the electricity facility are also not available in some of the cases, right? Or in short, we can say that all the villages are not well developed. But here in case of village Palampur, when I comprised these some introductory point in case of the village Palampur, if I talk about the case study of village Palampur, I pointed out these particular fact in case of village Palampur. So on the basis of all these points, we can say that Palampur is a developed village. Okay, why it is developed village? If the question is also there, it may be a 5-mark question. Why do you think village Palampur is a developed one? Or do you think that the village Palampur is developed? Or any type of such question is about the developing condition of the village Palampur. So these points you can mark there. Okay, on the basis of all these points, we can say that yes, of course, village Palampur is a developed village, but this condition is not applicable in all the cases. It's not required that all the villages are developed and all the villages are with all these facilities. ओके ज़रूरी नहीं है कि हर गांव में ये सारी फैसिलिटीज़ हों, बट सम विलेजेस आर कंपैरेटिवली इन अ बेटर कंडीशन, सम आर डेवलप्ड एंड सम विलेजेस आर स्टिल इन अ वेरी पुअर कंडीशन, नॉट हैविंग मच ऑफ द फैसिलिटीज, इवन अ वेरी required conditions are also not available in case of some of the very backward or rural areas. Okay, so this is a simple introductory or case study pattern of the village Palampur. Now, when we talk about the village Palampur, we of course learning there the organization or organizing factors of production or the factors of production. Now, if I talk about the production, this production could be agriculture production or industrial production. ओके, whenever we talk about the प्रोडक्शन का मतलब सिर्फ इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन से ही नहीं होता है या एग्रीकल्चर एरिया से ही नहीं होता है. प्रोडक्शन कुड बी मार्क विद बोथ द पॉइंट्स, एग्रीकल्चर प्रोडक्शन और द इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोडक्शन ऑल्सो. बट हेयर वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट yes, what could be agriculture production, because here we are talking about the village Palampur and the conditions. So surely here we are discussing about the agriculture production in case of this one chapter. Okay, so if I talk about the factors of production, so factor of production consist 4 main factors. We need 4 these main factors for the production. These are land, second is labor, third is physical capital, P is for physical capital, and fourth is human capital. Okay, so these are the 4 main factors of the production. Now, if I talk about the land is of course a main factor of production. For example, if I talk about any of a particular thing, for an example, if I talk about this one of the pen, watch, or there is a speck in my hand, हम अगर इस चश्मे की बात करें, so फॉर एन जस्ट एन एग्जाम्पल, चाहे हम इसकी बात कर लें, चाहे हम एक पेन की बात कर लें, या मेरे हाथ पे जो सेल फोन है मैं इसकी बात कर लूँ. सो इफ एनी केस, ऑफ कोर्स वी नो दैट फॉर प्रोडक्शन ऑफ एनी वन ऑफ दिस आइटम और प्रोडक्शन ऑफ दीज आइटम्स आर देयर इन industry or in factory, but that factory of course required these all four are interlinked with each other. Okay, एक दूसरे से connected हैं and maintaining a chain also, and all four are required. How? For an example, हमने जो आपको एक example के form में count किया, if I talk about the cell phone, so this cell phone is of course, this mobile is of course produced under a particular infrastructure, or I can say that in a industry, right? Whatever the particular company. तो जो भी कंपनी है, मेरे हाथ में अगर सैमसंग का फोन है, तो जो भी कंपनी है, जिस भी कंपनी ने इसको बनाया है, सो आई एम सेइंग दैट दिस फोन इज फ्रॉम दैट बिलोंग टू दैट पर्टिकुलर कंपनी, बट दैट कंपनी इज वर्किंग ऑफ कोर्स अंडर अ पर्टिकुलर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, and this infrastructure is of course working under particular machines, technology, or along with the laborers. And along with the laborers it required the capital also, both type of capital, physical capital consisting with the fixed capital and moving capital. So both type of capital is required. And similarly along with it, before it, अब इन सब चीजों से पहले first of all we need the land, because first the particular industrialist will purchase or invest on the land. लैंड ही तो परचेज करेगा सबसे पहले वो फैक्ट्री बनाने के लिए, राइट? सो द लैंड इज अ मेन फैक्टर ऑफ प्रोडक्शन. फर्स्ट दैट कंपनी और इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट विल फाइंड ideal location for the land, then after the infrastructure will be constructed over there. Then he required particular type of machines with the advanced technology, and he required some particular moving capital also, like the raw material, whatever the raw material is required according to the industry. जिस भी चीज की इंडस्ट्री है, फूड इंडस्ट्री है, तो उससे रिलेटेड रॉ मटेरियल, और different type of industries you learned last year. Money, raw material, these are as a moving capital, right? And to work with these, surely they need the laborers, skilled and unskilled, both type of workers or laborers or employees who work under a industry or a factory. And a very important is human capital. Why it is human capital? Because human capital is a unique one. Human capital, what is human capital? Human with their knowledge, skill and ability is known as human capital. You remember last year you learned what is human capital? Human with their knowledge, skill and ability is known as human capital. So human capital is must, important and unique one, because without human capital all these three factors are useless. If there is a no human capital, then there is a no use. इन सब चीजों को डेवलप करने के लिए कौन रिस्पॉन्सिबल है? ह्यूमन कैपिटल. Okay, all these factors are working only because of human capital, and the consumption is also by the human, right? Two important thing is, because without human capital all that process of industrialization cannot be possible, and the consumption is also done by human being. So human capital is very 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 important. That's why it is known as a unique one. Which one capital is unique? Human capital is unique. Why human capital is unique? Because only human can make better use of resources. Okay? Otherwise a land will be only a piece of land. There will be no use. For example, a tree, at present time we are using the tree as a pulp, or that on later on the paper and books, but in a very early period of time the tree was only a tree. It was not having any such use, so that tree became useful later on only because of human capital. Okay, so factor of production, understand that factor of production, all four are very important. As in case of example, whatever we are producing in the industry, in that process all four factors are interlinked or interrelated. So first of all we need land. Land is a very important and main factors to start any business, any factory or any industry. Okay, because on that land the industrialist will construct the industry infrastructure, वो building बनाएगा उस land के ऊपर. Then he need laborers. Now laborers can be study under the two category, skilled and unskilled. Okay, or you can say the educated and uneducated. So laborers also as an skilled and educated, unskilled and uneducated. Skilled like the big engineers, managers, considering under the skilled employees, or unskilled those who are not well educated or simply literate only. So both type of workers, for example, to operating the machine, to handle the all big tasks, they need the senior skilled managers and the engineers, etc. Or for other type of functions in industry like the cleaning work and to packing work, and for providing the tiffins, food work, also for uploading the goods for the final market, and so on, different type of activities, they need the some unskilled workers also. Okay, so in industry we need skilled and unskilled, both type of workers. Third is a physical capital. So capital means money. Here what is the means of capital? Capital means money. So that physical capital is also of course required, because without capital how that all process could be done. Okay, capital is required to purchase the land, capital is required to manage or to provide salary to the skilled and unskilled. So capital is required. Now this capital also we study under the two classification, fixed capital and moving capital. Fixed capital which cannot move or can be transferred continuously from one place to another place. For example, if once any industry is constructed, or infrastructure for any company is constructed, can we move it from one place or one region to another region? एक फैक्ट्री इंडस्ट्री जो बन चुकी है, वो बिल्डिंग जो बन चुकी है, क्या हम उसको उठा करके दूसरी जगह रख सकते हैं? ऑफ कोर्स नॉट. सो सच टाइप ऑफ आइटम वेयर वी इन्वेस्टेड at a one time, and once they are properly invested and not movable from one place to another, is called fixed capital. Here we basically talk about the infrastructure, building, machines, technology, etc. Okay. Second type of physical capital is moving capital, and you can say working capital also. Working or the moving capital, that is move hand in hand. Why it is moving capital? Because it works hand in hand, like raw material and money, that continuously move hand in hand. After these are every time to time we need that. Once we use raw material, then again we need one, again we consume that raw material, then again and again and again we need it. Similarly, money is continuously money, like they paid every month salary, they purchase the raw material, they purchase the other requirement also related to the industry or production. So for all these purpose they need the money. So money and raw material, you can take the example of working capital. So you have clear concept about the two types of physical capital, or you may have a question, differentiate between the what are the two type. You may have a 3-mark question. What do you mean by physical capital? What are the two types of physical capital? At the same time, differentiate between physical capital, fixed capital and moving capital. Is it okay? What the difference is? Fixed capital and moving capital. So fourth one is human capital. So already told you, human capital, human with their skill, ability, knowledge is known as human capital, and only human capital can make better use of all these other 3 factors. So these are the 4 main important factors of production. After that only production could be processed ahead. That production is in case of industrialization also we need all these, and in case of agriculture. But here in case of this one chapter of Village Palampur, we are talking agriculture production. Okay. So in this way, of course, in case of farming we talk about 10 factor of production. So clear the factor of production, 4 factor of production. Now moving to the another point, that if I talk about the occupation in Village Palampur. So already In starting you have seen that agriculture is shown as a major activity in village Palampur. So that if the 1 mark question is that what is the main occupation in village Palampur, so farming is the main occupation in village Palampur. So economic activities are classified here, farming and non-farming activity. At the same time you should learn this one question also. Economic and non-economic activities. Okay, this one is also important for the question, that what the difference is between economic and non-economic activities. It's I hope you learn it, you clear this concept. If not, revising again. Economic activities which we are doing for earning purpose, to earn the money. All the different type of activities which we are doing to earn money is known as economic activity. Like any type of profession, a doctor, lawyer, teacher, whatever the job we are doing, of course we are doing to earn the money for our livelihood, कि हम अपना survival manage कर सकें. To earn the money, we do the different type of activities included under economic activities. And non-economic activities are those activities which we do not basically for earning purpose, but for our self-satisfaction. Like any type of social work is not for earning purpose, that is for our self-satisfaction. Okay, so that is economic and non-economic activity. Now if I talk about the what are economic activities in the village Palampur, so economic activities are given here under the two categories, farming activity and non-farming activity. Farming activity, or if I talk about that how much population is engaged under this farming activity, so approx 75% of population is engaged in the farming activity in village Palampur, and that farming is also most of by using the modern methods of farming. And non-farming, rest of remaining 25 are some other type of non-farming activities, that is like the dairy farming, small manufacturing, shopkeeping, transportation, etc. And hope that the term is also clear to you. Farming related to the farm areas, non-farming activities which are not related directly to the farming areas. Okay, so if I talk about the modern methods of farming, it's also you learn in the last year also. Again telling you here, modern methods of farming means by using the modern technology. So modern methods of farming is consisting with including the 5 steps here. What are the 5 steps we are counting? That modern method of farming is consisting with the 5 steps. Number 1, here we are talking about the HYV seeds. So under the modern methods of farming, HYV seeds are used, high yielding variety seeds. HYV seeds. HYV seeds, high yielding variety seeds are used for the higher production, more than double production. Second is the chemical fertilizers. So in place of the traditional method. In traditional method, what we were using with the cow dungs was used for the fertilizing the land. But at present time, farmers, mainly the big farmers, use the chemical fertilizers for the better growth of the crops or the plant trees or their farming areas. And third is the insecticide and pesticides. Okay, so space is not there. Insecticide and pesticides, these you learn that for destroying, or sometime that the different type of insects also harm the crop and destroy it. So farmers use different type of chemical insecticides and pesticides to protect the crop from different type of insects and worms also, and different type of wild type of small grasses which reduce the growth of crop. And fourth is irrigation, advanced irrigation facility. So advanced irrigation facility is also started or used by most of the farmers in the village Palampur, mainly by the big farmers are having better irrigation facilities. And fifth is a multiple cropping. Fifth one option we are talking about the multiple cropping. Multiple cropping is growing more than one crop within a year. Okay, what is multiple cropping? Growing more than one crop in a year is considered under the multiple cropping. So modern method of farming considering including all 5 steps. Okay, so village Palampur is having mainly the farming activity. 75 are working as a farmers and rest of 25 belonging to the rest of other type of non-farm activities. It may be any type of other activity. Now Palampur is a developed village. Do you think is like this, that village Palampur is developed one? Surely yes. Because you remember that I told you all these points about the case study of village Palampur. So on the basis of all these points, surely we can say, and again I have written some points here. Yes, of course it is developed because good transport which is well connected with the nearby town and villages. Second reason is electricity is available for the domestic level also. Third is 2 primary schools and 1 high school facility is available in the village Palampur. Fourth is healthcare centers and dispensary is also available within a village. Next one is developed irrigation system is also in the village Palampur for the farmers, used by the farmers. And lastly is the modern methods of farming. Other modern methods of farming are also used by the farmers. So on these points, or on the basis of all these points, we can say village Palampur is considered as a developed village. Okay. Next, surely we are talking that the 75% are engaged in the farming activity. So that farming is also, we are studying as a different cropping pattern also. So in that cropping pattern, I forget to write here. In this cropping pattern, we basically count the 3 type of crop that you learn. The Rabi crop, second you learn is a Kharif crop, and third we talk about the rainy season crop, right? So this cropping pattern is Rabi crop. Rabi crop is winter crop जो कि अक्टूबर नवंबर के मंथ में बोई जाती है, like wheat. Kharif crop is which is shown during the or which is harvested during the month of April. And rainy season, which is basically in between period, or the in between period of these 2 crop. इन दोनों के बीच में 2 महीने 3 महीने का टाइम रहता है. This period, after the month of May, ज्वार बाजरा and you can using that watermelon, muskmelon and such cucumber, such all type of during this period of time. Okay, especially in the month of May and June. After this cropping pattern, types of farmers also. If I talk about the types of farmers, I should talk here small farmers and instead of labor, middle farmers and big farmers. Okay, so types of farmers we study. Number 1, small farmers. Number 2, middle farmers. Number 3, big farmers. How the land is distributed? So land is distributed not equally. Some are having very large fragmented land area, very grant area, big land areas, whereas some are in a very using or having a very small piece of land. So in this way or on this basis we are talking 3 types of farmers: small farmers, middle farmers and big farmers. Okay, or maximum of the big farmers or are generally the big farmers are consisting most of the land area. Shown to you in this manner that we can consider that the 64% of the land area is basically considered by the rich farmers. Rest of land is by the small farmers. Okay. So basically medium and big farmers we study together. So small farmer and medium and big farmers. In this way you can have in your book. But for the better understanding we can understand under the 3 category: small farmers, medium farmers and big farmers. And how they manage capital. Surely big farmers are having enough saving. They produce, or their production is for the selling purpose. They produce the commercial crop also, like the sugarcane, wheat and rice also, and so many other type of crop they sell in the market and having extra savings. And that saving they use or invest in other type of other small businesses. Like they may start the rice mill, they may start some small other trading activity, they may start the small shops. So that is their other source of income. तो इन बिग फार्मर्स के पास तो अदर सेविंग्स आ जाती हैं. मिडिल फार्मर्स के पास इतनी नहीं होती, बट दे आर ऑल्सो एबल टू सेल द एक्स्ट्रा क्रॉप. दे मे हैव सम अदर सोर्स ऑफ इनकम ऑल्सो एट अ स्मॉल लेवल, बट द स्मॉल फार्मर्स आर नॉट हैविंग सच एक्स्ट्रा इनकम. So medium farmers and big farmers may have their extra savings for the investment for the next time and for other purposes also. Like big farmers के पास इतनी saving है कि वो खुद के अपने tractors purchase कर सकते हैं. They may have their own combine machine, harvesters, and other type of required equipments related to the farming. But small farmers are not having such a machine. They borrow it from the big farmers and from the market, and small farmers anyhow manage or grow the crop for their survival only, for their own personal use only, and sometime for the investment also they don't have their personal savings, and in that condition they need to borrow from the traders, from the big farmers, and the loan facility is also there for such small farmers. Okay, and government of India at present is trying to provide the loan under the low interest rate for the farmers. किसान लोन प्रोवाइड किया जाता है comparatively low interest rate उसको करके कि small farmers benefited हो सके. Okay, this is now coming to the next point. So if I talk about the farming or production activity, that all production activity farming is based on this land. Okay, but land is fixed area. Already 75% of the land is used by the human. 75% already use में है. How we can increase it? Last you have learned that the rest of the part, most of the part of our country is covered, world is covered by the water bodies also. तो अगर हम लैंड मास की बात करते हैं तो अप्रॉक्स 75% लैंड एरिया ऑलरेडी एग्रीकल्चर प्रोडक्शन में यूज किया जा रहा है. सो दैट फिक्स्ड लैंड हाउ can be used for the more production. So for this purpose, by 1916 green revolution process was started. So in 1960 green revolution was started. What was that green revolution? Green revolution means green revolution which started in 1960. What is that green revolution? Green revolution means increasing agriculture production by using modern methods of farming. Okay, what is green revolution? Increasing agricultural production by using modern methods of farming. So by using that green revolution or modern methods of farming, land cannot be increased, but production can be increased. Okay, land is fixed, land cannot be increased, but agriculture production could be increased by using modern methods of farming. And how or what the things, or when we talk about the modern methods of farming, that thing already I told you, that modern methods of farming consisting with the 5 points. Number 1, under the modern methods of farming we are using the HYV seeds, high yielding variety of seeds. Number 2, we are using the chemical fertilizer for the better growth or the production. Number 3, we are using the chemical insecticide and pesticides to protect the crop from the other pests and insects. And number 4, advanced irrigation facilities by using or digging the tube wells. And number 5, multiple cropping. Multiple cropping is growing more than one crop within a single sowing period. Right? So these are the 5 points included modern methods of farming. Next point we are talking is, if land, that land is also, will the land sustain along with that modern methods of farming? Of course 1960 से लेकर अब तक continuously modern methods of farming बढ़ता गया, and Haryana and Punjab were the 2 states which started and became prosperous by using modern methods of farming. Remember that, marked in your book also. Book is not here to show you. You can mark there that 1 mark question will be that which 2 states became prosperous by increasing or modern methods of farming, by increasing the farming area, or which 2 first state started the modern methods of farming. तो ये modern methods of farming सबसे पहले किनके थ्रू यूज हुआ, स्टार्ट कहाँ पे हुआ? पंजाब एंड हरियाणा. और ये पंजाब एंड हरियाणा became prosperous by using modern methods of farming in case of wheat and rice mainly. mainly wheat. Okay. So now, will the land sustain under this modern methods of farming? Not. Surely not. Surely not. Right? Remember this, modern method of farming could of course increase the production, but for the limited period of time, 50 years, 60 years, 100 years. But what after the next 100 years? If the farming will be continue with the modern methods of farming, then it's not possible to, sustainability of the land is not possible. As in that case, land is continuously reducing its natural fertility. That natural fertility, which was earlier, of course, production was less, but natural fertility was maintained by the traditional method. But now we are using modern methods of farming, so the natural fertility is continuously depleting, reducing. And second, दूसरा जो नेगेटिव इफेक्ट आ रहा है मॉडर्न मेथड्स का, मॉडर्न मेथड ऑफ फार्मिंग का, that is the water table or the water level is also depleting, because you learn that the advanced irrigation facility, अब उस advanced irrigation facilities के लिए ground water को use किया जाता है, submersibles और tubewells को drill किया जाता है, उस ground water को use किया जा रहा है. And you remember that ground water is a pure source of drinking water which is continuously depleting. So think what could be after next 100 200 years. Water is already in a shortage in so many cities of the country. You remember that the Amreli is a city of Maharashtra is purchasing water even for the drinking, very water shortage. And the nearby area, in case of Haldwani, you all know that in case of our nearby cities, Haldwani is also facing the water crisis. Okay, so that water level is also decreasing. Already water is a very low level in most of the cities. Water crises are going on. There are so many other reasons also, not only this one, many other reasons are also there, but anyhow this one is a very important reason for the low level or the water level depletion, right? So what we need? Surely we need the traditional, to increase some other traditional methods of farming for the sustainability of the land. Here you have to remember also 5-mark question also, differentiate between the traditional method of farming and the modern methods of farming. Okay, differentiate between traditional method of farming and modern methods of farming. I'm discussing with you. If I talk about the traditional method, under the traditional method we use, under the traditional methods of farming and the modern methods of farming. Under the traditional method we use the traditional seeds. We use traditional seeds in case of traditional methods of farming, and in modern methods of farming we are using HYV seeds, high yielding variety seeds are used. Okay, which is also, this is the first point is regarding to difference. Second is, in traditional method the cow dung or the animal, any other animal dung, we can say that the animal dung is generally used for the fertilizing, as a fertilizer. But in case of modern method they are using the chemical fertilizers, which is of course harmful for the land. In case of the third difference, you can count irrigation related different. If I talk about the irrigation, that irrigation was in early period was mainly through the rain, later on through the canal, by using river, ponds, etc. But in case of modern methods of farming, they are using the tube wells or the submersibles. Advanced irrigation is utilized by the farmers. Okay. Fourth difference also could be there, that what could be multiple cropping was not possible. Multiple cropping was not possible, but here we are using the multiple cropping pattern, right? Fifth one is using plow means by using the ox also, that or the this shape type of plow जिसको लकड़ी में बांध के खेत को जोता जाता था. So that plow was used in a traditional method of farming, but in case of the modern method of farming we use the different type of machines, right? Like the we use the tractors, we use harvesters or combine machines, different type of other machines are used. Okay, so this also you have to learn or remember or make the point, differentiate between traditional method of farming and the modern methods of farming. Fine. So this is about the land is fixed, sustainability of the land, and what could be done to conserve this land sustainability. So this is all about the farming activity, farming production in case of the village Palampur, case study of the village Palampur. Then the last part of this chapter is talking about the non-farm activity. So if I talk about the non-farm activity, majorly we have shown the 4 type of activity in our textbook: dairy farming, small manufacturing, transportation, shopkeeping. Okay, these 4 are shown there, and 5th also you can see nearby you, that the different type of profession, that it could be teacher, lawyer, nurses, barber, different other activities. So non-farm activity, as with the name you can understand, farming activity related to the farming fields, बट नॉन फार्म एक्टिविटीज जिसमें कि हम फार्म की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, जो फार्म से नहीं यूज हो रहा है, फार्म रिलेटेड एक्टिविटीज जो नहीं है. तो यू लर्न दैट 25% ऑफ पॉपुलेशन इज engaged there in case of village Palampur in the non-farm activity. So first we have given the dairy farming activity. You remember that they rear the animals, and the animals were not only for the milk, or they are used, or they providing the fertilizers also. Animal dung is used as a fertilizers for the land also, and the milk is for the self-consumption as well as to sell to the nearby town or the villages. So in this way, some people are engaged in dairy farming activity. Second is small manufacturing, like basket making, candle making, and such type of some other particular small potteries, etc. Such small type of manufacturing activities is also goes on in village Palampur. Number 3, transportation. You learn that the transport activity is also there. Different type of transport or the vehicles they use. Mostly the village areas they use the bullock carts. Somewhere you can see the tangas is shown in the text also. Jeeps also shown there. Bikes are also going there. Not very advanced, but some facilities of transportation is available there, and many people are engaged there. ओके अब जो सामान को ला रहे हैं, ले जा रहे हैं, तो जो ड्राइवर हैं वो ट्रांसपोर्ट एक्टिविटी में एंगेज हो गए. शॉपकीपिंग, सम शॉप्स आर ऑल्सो अवेलेबल रिलेटेड टू द डिफरेंट नीड्स. सो दोज पीपल, सम पीपल आर एंगेज्ड इन द शॉपकीपिंग. Beyond this, some other activities are also going on. You learn that the schools, teachers are also there. You learn at the in case of the hospital and dispensary, so nurses, doctors of course working there. You learn in case of the other facilities, of course there may be the some barbers also could be there, some blacksmith also could be there. तो different कुछ other type की activities भी हैं जिसमें कि लोग engage हैं, like the tailoring, matchbox making, etc. So number of some other type of professions are also there, which also can be considered under the non-farm activity. So completing that for the 5-mark question. अगर हम 5 मार्क्स में इस क्वेश्चन को देते हैं, दैट लिस्ट अप द 5 नॉन फार्म एक्टिविटीज प्रैक्टिस्ड इन विलेज पालमपुर, देन वी कैन मार्क दीज ऑल 5 पॉइंट्स. So this is the completion of the chapter where we talk is about the story of village Palampur. I told you the introductory case study of the village Palampur, the basic condition factors. Then I talk about the organization of production through the factor of production. Discuss all the 4 production also. Differentiate between fixed capital and moving capital also. And beyond it, we talk about the differentiate between economic and non-economic activity, differentiate between farming and non-farm activity, and particular percentage of the people engaged in the farming and non-farming activity. We talk or discuss that why we think that Palampur is a developed village, and we talk about the cropping pattern, Rabi crop, Kharif crop, rainy season crop. 3 pattern wise crops are grown in the village Palampur, and we talk about the types of farmers, small farmers, middle farmers, and big farmers, and how they manage their capital. That also we discuss. Then we talk is about the land, concept of the land. Land is a very important factor, but this land is fixed and 75 land is already used. So how could be production increase? So production could be increased by using the green revolution. Green revolution started in 1916 by using modern methods of farming. But in that case, will the land sustain for the longer period of time? Surely not, because it is reducing the natural fertility. And second problem is also created because of the modern methods of farming, that the low level of or the water level is depleting continuously. So of course we need the sustainability of the land resource, or conserve the land also. Okay. Otherwise you think पानी नहीं होगा, खाना नहीं होगा, तो हमारा सर्वाइवल कहाँ रहेगा फिर? And lastly, the non-farm activities. So we talk is about the 5 basic non-farm activities are practiced in the village Palampur, and most of the villages such type of practices can be seen. Non-farm, dairy farming activities, small manufacturing, transportation, shopkeeping, and different professions also. So all this we completed or cover under this one chapter. Hope you understand it, and better is, dear student, that you go through the text also. Please download, if book is not available with you, please download the NCERT text, and you can have the complete chapter there also, and then go through with the text. Then it will be better to understand the chapter. Okay, later on I will post the question answer also to you. So that is okay. Bye.